Okay, hello. Can you imagine I got another streaming window on a Sunday. We're starting to become like a normal family, feels like. Like more predictability, less whining, which is nice. You know, I wish someone would have told me that the first like 5 years is not what you expect from parenthood. It's pretty intense compared to what happens after 5 years old. Like in maturity, like how much time you have to do things you want to do, and so on and so on and so on. And just the intensity. It's the intensity that is very, very hard to describe. Anyways, I'm super happy. So let's not complain about that, and let's continue fixing this backup branch. So we were talking yesterday about creating a backup branch in case things goes like you actually push to remote and then you discover something. So what I realized after some reflections is that we don't need a backup branch per branch. We can just have nice PR backup, and then we'll, because you wouldn't like push to remote and then you would work on something else, and then you would like discover on remote something went really bad, or maybe the thing is, like, this actually takes up storage to keep that around, that backup branch. So what I'm wondering is, like, you would want to clean that up. Because, yeah. No, let's try this first, and then we'll see how it goes. So we're creating the backup branch now. The thing we need to fix is basically just identifying that we have that. Oh, hi there. Hi, Ronja. I am doing good. I'm pumped to get this extension ready for alpha so people can try it. How are you doing today? Let's see. So what we need to do is like should we, I think whenever we get, we have a mode state here. By the way, I might step away a couple of times because the oldest one is here with a friend, and they have like at 8 years old, they have pretty good impulse control, like physical impulse control, but they don't have they always want to like do something wrong or try to find candy and stuff. I definitely don't trust her yet. Okay, so when it's idle, I think that's the point where we want to identify if we actually have a backup branch. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, that's as backup, hackup, as backup boolean. The problem here now is that, let's call it has backup branch. The problem here is this is an async check. Like, she doesn't stream, like she just hijacked it, or does she stream on your account? Actually, it's funny. My younger or my 8-year-old, she. Oh, you're Henry. Ah, I see what you mean. Yeah, it's funny. Like our 8-year-old, there's this Norwegian uh, channel, like children channel, and they have actually like a YouTube kind of or kind of a streaming segment. I guess it's not like some of it is direct streaming, but it's always like in the format of streaming, and she just loves it, and she wants to become a streamer, which I find it's funny because I find a lot of fun and value in streaming. So I was thinking about like I've seen like parents put their like much smaller kids on YouTube. I could never get my partner to allow our daughter to go on YouTube and create content, but at the same time, I want to like I don't know. It's just a funny idea, like our daughter actually streaming stuff on YouTube. I just find that funny, but there's definitely like other factors. Let's see, has backup branch, and what I think we're gonna do is that the thing is that we have this constructor and has backup branch has to be false. And I guess what we can do is that we can trigger a check for having a backup branch, and then we can just update the mode. Oh my god, 15 years old. Yeah, I try to. That's how I keep sane with a 4-year-old and an 8-year-old. It's like one day they'll be 15, and they probably don't want to have anything to do with me. Let's see, has backup branch. Why don't use the what? Oh, are we talking about the code now? Let's see. I'm just gonna update these ones. Yeah. So so it makes more sense as I move along here. But it's like the extension runs in the context of the branch you created, and then you're using it to rebase visually, and then when you verify a rebase and you then choose to actually push and override the remote history, it creates this backup branch. So that before it actually runs the rebase on the current branch and overrides the history, it creates this backup branch. It's very easy for me to identify if it exists by simply checking the name of the current branch, and then I have a prefix for the backup branch to see if there is an existing one. So I can't use hashes because hashes like doesn't reflect like that will change, right? Yeah, especially if you do multiple rebases as well, that hash will change, but it's still the same branch. Like you could argue you can change the name of the branch as well, but that's yeah. Yeah, but won't GitHub clean it up? because after you rebase, the hash, the original hash is gone. So it's not GitHub, Git. So Git garbage collector will see that, oh, this hash reference isn't used anymore. So I think I need to actually like create a branch so that there is a branch that references these old hashes. Because they will be gone in your branch because of the rebase. I'm no Git master, so I'm very thankful for any input here. But yeah, that's the way I understand it. And also, I don't have to store anything in the state of the extension. I can just look at the name of the branch and then use Git to check if there's a backup branch. I don't have to, like, when you rebase, keep a reference to the hash in the extension, which also needs to anyways be related to the branch, because you might use the extension on multiple branches and stuff. And yeah, hope that makes sense. Let's see, constructor. So check backup branch, and we should nice PR backup. Prefix. We'll just shove it in here. Backup branch prefix. Nice. Oh, nice PR backup. And then we're gonna ask. Okay, I guess so. Okay, yeah, interesting. Have you watched, sorry, I forget to, I'm using this Ecamm streaming application, and I wish I was able to like always just show the comments, but I have to like explicitly like show the comment on the stream. It's kind of annoying. Maybe there's a plugin or something for this. Anyways, what was I gonna say? Yeah, I was wondering, Henry, if you watched, have you seen the extension? I could give a quick demo to give some context. So I want, how do I want to do this? So set state, wait a minute. Oh yeah, so set state is when there's actual like Git changes, and then we have, where are you? Oh, I have to refactor a lot of this stuff. Set rebase mode. So do I want it to always, whenever I go to idle mode? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, so we're gonna do this very simply. Check backup branch. We're gonna do this, and then what we're gonna do is in the constructor, we're just gonna set the initial mode to, I think it's already idle. Yeah, we don't have to do this, but we can do this set rebase mode. We set it again as checking. Backup branch is async. Cool. But I had other places where we also did idle. What were those places? Okay, so I should definitely do this set rebase mode so we don't have duplicate logic. And then I think we can actually return here, because we'll rather change on the next run through. Yeah. Do we have more idle? Oh, that should be fine. Okay, so I think we can actually test this now. By the way, we're gonna check out backups. So let's do some changes here. I'm gonna do some more changes. We're gonna like delete a file. Or should we do like, yeah, let's try some things. I wanna see how my license. So let's try just change license. And then we're gonna actually delete the license. Delete. And then we're gonna rename. Well, let's change readme. Remove beta. And then we're gonna rename this to commit rename beta. Rename readme. Yeah, let's just do this for now. So when I refresh now, I guess it doesn't find the thing. Oh, did it? Oh, sorry. Oh, what happened there? What did I do? What is the state? Oh, maybe it... No, wait a minute. Let's check backup branch. Yeah, there it has a catch. Oh, I think maybe it's this one. When do I actually set this .branch? Yeah, you know what? I hate working with... like my abstractions doesn't reflect quite the async nature of getting things up and running. So initially we don't actually have a branch here, and that's silly because there's no reason to have this git state without having the branch. So let's see, where do we actually new git state? Yeah, so we're, damn it. I don't like this. I think we should have like an uninitialized state of the git state. But at the same time, there's no reason. That's the thing. Like, there's a class called git state, and we initialize it, and then have a state within git state that's like uninitialized. That's silly. But at the same time, we're activating this thing, and we want to create this class that represents like the backend of the UI. Then we get into these like freaking annoying undefined types of definitions, which I really, really dislike. I really wanna but I don't have to do this synchronously, right? In the you know what I think we should do? I think we should change this. I think, oh, and these need git state as well. like what happens if I just, well, since this is async, it must be fine to, so what I would rather do here, I would do like git state equals await git state dot create, and then context. And then in this create, that's where we go and like get the API and everything. Okay, let's try this. Let's create static create here, which is async. And this should take the actual context, which is not private, but yeah, context. And here we're gonna evaluate get git extension. Yeah, we can move that here. No, we shouldn't. We should throw no git extension found. Hva det du holder på med?
Drikke melk.
Men Emma, du er full av sjokolade i hele trynet og hele genseren din. Kan ikke dere bare gjøre normale ting?
Det er kaffe. Det er kaffe.
Hæ?
Det er kaffe.
Nei.
Jo.
Du er 8 år, Emma.
Det her er lagd bare litt sjokomelk.
Jo, men hvorfor må du gjøre det? Du vet jo at det ikke er greit.
Jeg får lov av mamma.
Nei, ikke sånn massive mengder. Det er bare, hvis dere skal være her alene, så må dere klare å gjøre vanlige ting. Ellers kan dere gå ut.
Okay.
God damn it. You see what I mean? Now, like 8 years old, she comes down with like chocolate in all her face, all over her clothes. Like, why? Like, why? Where were we? Okay. So we have this API. We want to actually pass this API and the branch. So yeah, so that's part of initialize. Let's see. I think, is this where we get the, yeah, this is where we get the API. Well, let's go and grab the API first. API. So now we know we have an API. Constructor. Private API. Return new git state context API. And then we need the actual branch. So where do we grab the branch? And this initialize, I think we can also put that's like part of initializing. Where are we actually initializing? Oh, we're doing it in the constructor. Okay, so we're gonna initialize here as well. Now the problem is oh wait, this is not, let's see. Oh, okay. Hallo, ikke noe gaming. Ikke noe gaming. Det er gamet hele dag. Jo, det er ikke noe TV. Hei. Jeg synes dere kan ta en tur ut. Dere har ikke vært ute i hele dag. Det er siste dagen i snø. Det begynner å regne i morgen. Sorry, altså, det er ikke meningen å være så streng, men det er på deres eget beste. Oh my god. Let's see. Let's organize this. So, like this set state thing, what does it actually do? So I think we should just return this get branch. Ugh. Yeah, but now we can put this. Okay, let's do this. Let's go here. We have the API. Now let's get the branch. Now we need to get the repo. Get repo. We don't need that anymore. Because we need all of this to be able to do anything. It's kind of silly. So I think we can just... We should throw an error if there's no Git extension, I think. But if there's no repo, we shouldn't like throw an error. I think we should just... Yeah, or you know, what are we gonna do? I guess you would be kind of confused if you try to install the extension and then you didn't have like a Git extension and then nothing really happens. So I guess we should throw an error, but maybe we can catch it and then we can rather in the extension code, we'll see what we'll do about it. No API available, and then repo would be API. No repo available. Yeah, and we can rather kind of show that message in the UI or something. And then we have repo. There's no branch available. And then all of this stuff can actually happen. Yeah, sorry. And now we're going to look at set state. Where's set state? Set state. Oh, come on. There we go. So this is checking. Yeah, we need this check as well. Ah, fudge. So okay, we're gonna have this like check here. No, we don't have to. So now we can say this branch. Didn't I add it? Ah, come on. Constructor. This is definitely there. Ah. Set state. Yes, so we're setting the state, but what's async here? Oh, it's the commit. Oh, fudge. Yeah, we might change. Oh, for frick's sake. How should we organize this? Because one thing is like we want to make sure that when we initialize git state that we have the like the current branch. But then it's then you might change that branch at any point in time. And as part of that, we have this async fetching of the logs. Which I guess is fine. It's just that I would like to run this logic This is annoying. How do I want to do this? Do I want to check? I guess I want to get the commits as well then. When I initialize. I thought this music would help me, but it doesn't at all. I guess what we want to do here is basically just, so what is it actually using? It's using the repo, and it's only using the repo. Okay, so this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna create another static method, static set state, and this is gonna take a repo. And this is also gonna be async. And then we're gonna, let's see. Or get, I guess we're gonna call it get state. Well, I guess I can just be a utility. Fuck, for fuck's sake. So what we want to return here is just the branch and the commits. Yeah, get repo. Okay, let's create a utility called get repo state. Oh my god. This felt very constipated. Get repo state. Repo, repository. So let's go and grab the branch. Where is the branch code? Yeah. So here we're gonna have branch and commits. Get repo state. What I think we're gonna do here is, if no branch, we're just gonna return like this, and this is gonna be, oh no. God damn it. Let's do a try catch around it. So if I can't believe this is I was just gonna finish the backup feature, and now I'm stuck in this fucking refactor. Oh, god damn it. This sucks. I'm not happy about this at all. Because this logic is more related to like the extension itself. This is not a utility thing. So the utility should, what should it do? Maybe we should just okay, should this return undefined? Either it returns undefined. Yeah, okay. So this returns branch, string, and commits, which is like an array of commits, and then, or it returns undefined. So if there's no branch, return undefined. Well, return or void. well, null. I like null better because it's more explicit. And then if the branch is main or master, we're also gonna return null. We're not gonna do this. We're gonna say const commits, and then we're gonna return the branch and the commits, like so. What are you complaining about? Oh, sorry, promise. Okay, what you're complaining about now? Oh. I guess return null. Well, no. So errors can happen here. So we're just gonna do this. Okay, so now we have get repo state, which we can use here. Can you get, there we go. And then we're gonna have repo state, and if no repo state, oh, fuck. So this isn't true. This is wrong. We're still gonna run return branch, but we're gonna have empty commits. That's the difference. So new error, no repo state available. Okay. And then we'll move all of this stuff and this stuff. Repo state, oh, wait. Branch, repo state, commit. And the constructor is gonna also, yeah, I don't think we actually need the context like that, but we're gonna do commits, private, like so. Then we're gonna remove that. We're gonna add this stuff. And then we're still gonna have set state, but set state is gonna be oh, let's see. Come on, API is API, private, repo, repository, private, commit, and private branch equals string, and then this dot API equals API. Oh, come on. Ah, this is boring. This is so freaking boring. API branch commits. So context API repo branch commits. Well, I guess we can say options or something. Options repo, options repo, this dot branch. options branch, this dot commits, options commits. Okay, so now we have all of that, and then we're gonna just do context API branch, and then we also have repo. Oh, commit. Cool. Oh, where's this coming from? Interesting. I'm not super happy about this either, but it's a step in the right direction. Yeah, so now we have repo state. And what we're gonna do is if repo state, if no repo state, like that shouldn't really happen, but okay, if no repo state or repo state branch is main or repo state branch is master, we're gonna put it into idle. Yeah, and I guess we can say this branch equals yeah, and that might be undefined. That's fine. Well, no, that's not fucking fine. The point is that I don't know how this actual behind the scenes state, like the actual repo state in VS Code updates. It might be that you don't have a head, like it's async. So you're kind of, this is the thing. It's like, it's very hard to control this stuff. So you always get into a situation where most of the stuff are never guaranteed to be there, and your code just becomes a complete fucking mess. But it's only initially, right? After it's initialized, everything's fine. And that's what we're trying to like make our code look like. It's just put all the unknowns before we instantiate, because we know that after we instantiate, everything will be there. Like you might change branches, but you won't suddenly don't have a branch because it's been initialized. The repo has been initialized. So what I want to do here, I think I want to throw an error instead. We're not going to do this null shit. We're going to throw an error. No branch found. And then that set state is just going to... Oh yeah, show a warning if we're rebasing and the branch changes. Yeah, so if this.mode not equal to idle, or VS Code. No, I want to show a message. VS Code show prompt. Show warning message. The branch has changed during rebase. Please return to the original branch. And this is also interesting. Like you might go on rebase and then you might go away from the extension. Like there's so many things that we need to handle gracefully here. What do we actually want to do here? So if for some reason you start rebasing and then you move away from the extension because you didn't want to do it anyways, and then you just go in the terminal and you change the branch, and then suddenly you get this message. That's not good either. You know what? I think we're just gonna reset it. Well, and that's also the problem. But what if it happens if the extension is actually open? Then you want to choose if you want to because we're not breaking it. Like if you move to a different branch when you look at the extension, you can still move back to the original branch and just continue the rebase. It's not tied together in that sense. But we don't know what's the case. And I think it's very unlikely that you'll change the branch while you have the extension open. That's for sure. So let's, for now, so how does this work? How long is it rendered for? I think we're just gonna show the warning. And then we're gonna do the reset. Is idle. Not is idle. Show that. So and if not is idle, we're gonna just reset it. And then this dot repo, and then this dot branch. Oh, sorry. This should be sorry. We can remove all of this. This document repo state commits, and then this should do that. Sorry. Oh, come on. This kind of sucks. I was in a good mood. Well, actually, I didn't sleep well tonight, or this night. So it might be that's why I'm such a pain. So this dot repo. But let's just get through this. Oh yeah. Oh, we already do that. That's this code. This repo. And this repo. Branch. This repo. And this repo. And then this repo. Oh, that was a lot of this repo. Okay, cool. Should probably put execute git command in as a method of git state, because we're passing in the repo all the time. Anyways, there's a lot of stuff that can be done here to improve the code. Anyways, does it even work now? Well, I guess we're not creating it, are we? Okay, we broke it. Why did we break it? No repo available. Oh, for fuck's sake. This is what I mean. Like, it doesn't even have a repo. Like, there's so much async stuff happening in VS Code as you like open a workspace. And I can't await the repo, right? I have to just wait for some state to change. This isn't gonna work. Fuck. So, okay, we have to change this. But how do I then? Because this needs the git state. This pisses me off. I think this is where we need to have the state of the extension. Like, this should have state. So this would be like charging up. And then we need to listen to the state of the workspace. Like, did you change the workspace? Is there a repo there? Is the branch available? Is this, is that? And then it changes its state, and one of those states has the actual like Git backend thing. And I assume we can tie the... This is what I don't quite understand here, is that we're just creating this branch tree data provider. Oh, and here we register it. Okay, so we register it inside it. You know what? I'm just pissed off. I'm not in the mood for this at all. I think I want to just stop and reflect a bit on how I want to organize the code, because this is not what I want. I need the extension. Like, this is the outer boundary to VS Code. This is where we need to figure out what's the state of VS Code. Are we ready to fire up the extension, right? And that's based on workspace events. It's based on having the Git extension. It's based on the repo state changing, the branch state changing. There's a lot of stuff that relates to. And that should be here. And then at some point we'll actually be in a valid state to fire up like the actual extension. But the problem is that the problem is this branch tree data provider, because initially we're not in a state to show anything in the UI, but we still need to do this branch tree data provider, I suppose. Or am I thinking about it the wrong way? Should we have... Okay, no. The shortest path to making this work is to just add another state to the git state, which is called like initializing. And then we need to move like the commits and the branch and everything into that state. Or like it's an outer state. Either it's initializing, well, there's three outer states. It's initializing, it's like initialized with the valid repo and branch, or it's like invalid. And then within the valid state, you have actual like, yeah, so maybe a better way to do this is just have another abstraction that takes care of like putting the extension in the correct like outer state. And then we keep git state as is, but that reflects actually having a valid repo and a branch. Because all the logic there is bound to actually having that. And then what we're going to pass into the branch tree data provider isn't the inner state that we do now. We're going to pass in the outer state, where one of those states has this inner state. That's how we're going to do it. Okay, since we have time, let's move on a little bit more. But yeah, this is what you get with this stream. You get the raw frustrations and everything. So the question now is, I think we should just put like a state here. So let's call it state. And we're gonna type this to state, and we're gonna have state is initializing, initialized, and this is gonna have a repository. It's gonna have a branch. It's gonna have commits. Well, sorry, no. We're gonna have what are we gonna call it? So we're calling it git state now, but that's a little bit weird. It's not git state. It's really nice PR. Let's rename it. Nice PR. So let's rename this nice PR. Nice PR. And then we're gonna have like it's invalid for whatever reason. Not supported. Or missing. Should we call it error? Yeah, let's just call it error. And that is all these different states we checked, right? If you're missing a repo, if it can't get the initial logs, whatever, it's gonna show it there. So, and when it starts, it's initializing. And then we're gonna, okay, let's see if I can get, well, first let's go in here and change these ones to take, let's rename this to state. And this is gonna be state. And we're gonna do the same for this other one. Rename state. We're gonna fix all of this, but first, or maybe we should fix that first. So now we're looking at the state for the on change, and the question now is, let's see. Let's copy this. Let's make it a class instead. No, we can't make it a class. God damn it. We need an event handler. The question is, do we pass that? This is what I hate about classes. You can't type a class like this. So a class can't have multiple states. Because you can't like, well, it makes sense that it can't have it, but you need like a wrapper class to move the class into different states. So the property is state of an outer class, and then you change out that property. Okay, but what we can do is initializer. And then we're gonna have state initializing. Yeah, and then in the constructor of this is where we're gonna do all the listeners. So let's do const initializer equals new initializer, and then we're going to pass the initializer into the branch tree data provider, and let's call it initializer, and again rename it. So now we can actually do this, and then we can check the state. Well, it's state initialized. Well, you know what we can do? We can give this initializer some tiny helpers. So get nice PR. So what we can do here is nice PR dot commits or an empty string. Oops. Yeah, so you know what we're gonna do? Oh, now I'm getting stuck into theoretical stuff. So the thing is, nice PR should So one thing is the rebaser. Like I'm using the rebaser in this tree view. I'm using the rebaser, but I can only use the rebaser if I have an initialized state, but the code doesn't know that. So what I can do is that I can say like get rebaser here, and then I can like throw an error if you're using it in an invalid context, and then I won't get any type errors whenever I use it because I know I'm using it in a valid context. But the right way to do it is to actually check if we're in a valid state to use it. Yeah. This sucks. This truly sucks. So I think what I can do is oh, fuck it. Let's just be very explicit. So if it's initialized, this dot initializer dot state nice PR commit or empty, and then or oh, isn't it? Oh. Or this initializer is not equal to initialize. Oh, so let's do nice PR equals and then nice PR. So now we can do nice PR update diff view, nice PR update diff view. Is this a different one? No, I think it's the same, is it? No, it's a different one, right? No, I think we have rebaser here. No, why don't we have rebaser here? Oh, it is a different one. And this is so annoying, right? Because it's saying get tree item and it promises a tree item, but I know that this can't be called unless it's been initialized. For fuck's sake. And this is the thing, like, I've been doing so much state management and this just pisses me off. Having code that doesn't reflect what I know as a developer. So this shouldn't be called unless you're actually in the correct state. But because the way it's separated, like I can say that the get children method returns no children, but then get tree item doesn't know that. I can't put get tree item in the context of being initialized. And then you might say, fuck it, just override the types, but this pisses me off. Like I want this to reflect the actual thing, not just circumvent typings and So the most correct thing to do is like go and grab the rebaser here and then throw an error if it's not initialized. That's the most correct way to do it. But it's silly because I know it will never ever happen. You can't call this, like, or it won't be called unless it's initialized. And it pisses me even more off that I care. This is why I can't be a founder. I will get stuck in typing issues. I just don't have the ability to ignore my principles. And I have a lot of principles that has absolutely no real value. It's just an idea of like how things should be. It's not tied to like usefulness or anything. And it fucking pisses me off. I also hate having state.state. That also pisses me off. Well, this is pretty good. Well, I guess. Yeah. Why is this working? Oh, state. Yeah. Ready to rebase. Okay, this one pisses me off a bit. I have to what should I do? I got a message. I need to do something. Okay, I'll be right back. Right. Okay, but it's much better that I spend this time being pissed on a Sunday than trying to squeeze this stuff in during the work days. That will make me even more pissed, because then I get obsessed and then I don't do what I'm supposed to do, and that's not a good feeling. So the question is, like, here should we just say, if we're not in the correct state, just throw an error? Yeah, I guess so. If this throw the error, yeah, initializer not initialized, or well, this isn't strictly true. I guess we could return an item. We want to return an item when it's not initialized. The kind of showing initializing or whatever. Maybe. No, but I know we don't want to do that. No, let's do this. But it's like it won't happen. So there's no like error to give here, because this isn't a valid state. Like I don't like this separation of methods, having get children and get tree item, because get children depends on the state of the provider, or whatever this is called, branch tree provider. But then the get tree item isn't like, yeah, doesn't know about that. I can't believe I'm getting stuck on stuff like this. I can't believe it. This is why I'm so positive to AI, because code is just like this whole fucking concept of typing and all of this fucking stuff is not for me. It's for the fucking computer. I wanna build something that has value. This has absolutely no value for any product. Like, it doesn't create anything. Like, having all these fucking types and coding concepts and all of this, the only thing that matters is what the code like puts on the fucking screen. And if you can have an AI that just takes your ideas and puts stuff on the screen, then you don't have to spend so fucking much time doing all this fucking stuff. Like one thing is if you like it, like I totally respect that. It's like being a mechanic and working on like old cars. I totally respect that. If that's like a zen feeling. But if you want to drive somewhere, you don't want to spend 2 hours working on that car to get you from A to B, right? You just want to drive the fucking car. Or get to from A to B. That's the value. God damn it. Well, let's at least put it closer. And you know what? This is a type of rebase tree item. Oh, for fuck's sake. We can just say, oh my god. File operation type. File or file change type. God damn it. Oh, why didn't I think about that? Of course, this should have all its state. And then this is responsible for actually what was it? Get file change type. Get file change type. File name. Okay, that's how it should look. Oh my god, that was rough. Okay, so now we have our initializer. And now what we want to do is yeah, so I guess we just want to put a check around all of these things. And all of these things are, yeah, these are just the commands. So let's just create ja. Ah, ja. Klassisk. Ja, mot fronten. Jeg går mot verandaen eller fronten? Ok. Ja, så går han mot fronten, eller forventer han å komme inn verandaen? Okay, great. Okay, I have to go. But I like this. This was exceptionally frustrating, but this is much better. So what we're gonna fix, hopefully tomorrow morning, is we're just gonna make a check here. So all these commands, you can run these commands, but it's gonna check if you're actually in the correct state to run those commands. So that's fine. And then we're gonna have some additional, so this is where we're gonna actually initialize and listen to workspace changes, repo changes, etc. Well, not the repo changes, but workspace changes. Where are we gonna listen to the repo changes? Oh, okay, I have to go. Bye.